It happened the first time. So many people claim it was just a coincidence. Right now, the German economy, the German government has collapsed. Few hours after the German president came to Nigeria to touch President Tinubu, on his way back, the German economy collapsed. This is no longer a coincidence but a pattern. And I think this is a good news to those people who are seeking the end of the Nigerian economy. It has been proven now beyond every reasonable doubt that whatever this president Tinubu touches collapses, folds, and loses what we call global confidence. We can see what is going on with Nigeria. Nigeria has lost its own confidence amongst Committee of Nations. We can see how Burkina Faso, Mali, and even Niger that used to be our younger brother, that we were the one that used to give them electricity, have all now jettisoned. They've all associated themselves. They've distanced themselves from what we call Nigeria because of that one man who has touched the Nigerian economy and everything has turned upside down. It is a good news for those who are seeking what we call referendum, for those who are seeking a clear pathway to escape this contraption called Nigeria. Nigeria's downfall is imminent and it is happening so quick. Was it not just this morning, the NBS, the National Bureau of Statistics, released that inflation rate has increased from 33% to almost 35% in just less than 18 months, whereby Tinubu came on board. Everybody's livelihood has been shattered. A young man who earns 100,000 today cannot boast to be living well in Nigeria. Even if you are in diaspora, you used to send maybe 300 pounds, 400 pounds, maybe $1,000 back home to Nigeria. As at when Buhari was there, Buhari was actually a failure too. But as at when Buhari was there, that $1,000 could get you nothing less than 10 bags of rice. But today, that $1,000 cannot get you 10 bags of rice. That is to let you know how this man has been a fantastic destroyer of whatever he touches. This is the man who found every necessary means to corrupt any politician who might have had goodwill, but when he comes in contact with you, you get engrossed and engulfed. Look at the way Labour Party is getting everywhere. Labour Party is being invaded, and everybody is now migrating to APC. It is not by coincidence. It is because there is an hidden hand that is pulling them. That hand of corruption that is offering them a green pathway. It's offering them it's promising them that there's light at the end of the tunnel. All you have to do is just jump ship. And this is why I'm so particular about Peter Obi, that you better be careful the way you are rubbing hands, the way you are rubbing shoulders with these people. They are very corruptible. And corruption, like they say, is contagious. Don't forget that it was immediately after Tinubu went to France, just less than 24 hours, France's economy collapsed. And there began so many chaos and crises. And back then, the bad idiots, the sycophants, those that have said their birthright for bigotry and peanuts, came out, started defending that he has nothing to do with it. He got his own business with that. After all, he simply went there to sign good deals and all that. But just in less than 24 hours, there was massive vote of no confidence against the president of France. And that man was impeached. And just recently, over how many, like 1 month, 2 months, where France was destabilized, they are just trying to get their footing back. Now, the president of Germany, I am sure that man might be impeached. Because when you have a handshake with that plague, that guy, that whenever he touches anything, it goes wrong immediately. Whenever he touches anything, trouble looms. Look at what has happened to the Nigerian people. Look at what has happened to the Nigerian youth. Look at what has happened to the Nigerian economy. This is the prayer of every secessionist, that Nigeria should be stabilized. And this is what I'm saying. For every circumstances, there is always a reason to appreciate what is happening. Because if Nigeria is stabilized, if Nigeria is going good, the cry, the agitation, the struggle to restructure the Nigerian entity will never be discussed. Right? If Nigeria is still in a manageable state, the discussions about the topic of we going back to regional government or practicing what we call total fiscal federalism will never be discussed. You can see that everything, every policy, everything that this man wants to do, even the simplest of things like growing corn, cassava, everything keeps failing. It is only for one thing and one thing alone, because it doesn't have the interest of the people at heart. It doesn't have the interest of the people at heart. And now that plague is now being infected by anybody that comes in contact with him. Was just immediately he became the president, ECOWAS broke up. Bam! An economic body, an African regional economic body that has been in existence for over 50 years, since 1970s. Just within months, you came, you said you wanted to go and wage war against Niger Republic. You said you wanted to go and wage war against anybody that military junta takes over the power. Gra. You think say this one at Lagos where you go use styles, take, hijack political positions? When it comes to election rigging, give it to Baba. Nobody argues that. When it comes to election winning, give it to him. In African third world country, he perfectly understands that. You snatch and grab and run away with it. That is how he knows how to do it. Now it is time for governance. Everything keeps crumbling like a pack of cards. Everything keeps collapsing. But again, some sycophants will come to the national dailies, the national TV, and defend absolute nonsense. They said they wanted to take Simon Ekpa to International Criminal Court. They are now the one begging that they are no longer interested in going to the International Criminal Court. When evidence choke, when the Ipobians brought out so many evidence of how they have been maltreated, how they have been cheated, how their resources have been, wiped away by some northern oligarchs, the Fulanis. A man who is supposed to come in and ensure that Nigeria is restructured. He came in, everything collapsed flat. I mean, this is what anybody who wants Nigeria to be restructured, Nigeria needs to actually get down. Nigeria needs to actually get down, like get on its knees. And when nothing is working, we all can now bend down to pick our own pieces one by one, so we can all go to our individual region to build it as we want. Immediately he came in, ECOWAS got destroyed. Just instantly, he went to France, Olule. Germany, Olule. Nigeria will eventually lule now. It will eventually lule. It is evident, it is sure. Because he doesn't know what he is doing. He got a mandate illegally. He is not, the legitimacy is not there. Nobody trusts him. He himself is riding on a mandate of no confidence. Just today, the Supreme Court was deciding about a suit against the government of the day, that it is illegal for him to be the president. Though I understand the Supreme Court ruled that case out, but the fact is out there, the majority of Nigerians have passed a vote of no confidence on this administration. And why should you be worried? That should you wonder? Why should you be surprised that they are not doing well? They are not prospering. They're not succeeding. You know, let me tell you, Nigeria is a featherweight. If you lift Nigeria up, they are so lightweight. Look at the way Mali, Burkina Faso, they check Nigeria. Look at the way they were checking us. They used to call us, we have to just erase that nonsense they used to deceive Nigerians, that Nigeria is a giant of Africa. Giant my foot, giant my house. Giant where? Giant in what? Is it in corruption? Is it impunity? Is it in scams? Is it in drug pushing? Nigeria is not giant in anything in Africa. Nigeria with a population of over 200 million without constant electricity. Is that a country that calls himself a giant? Is that a country that wants to go into competition with the likes of Morocco or Algeria? Nigeria today are not even allowed to free access into South Africa. But yet they want to call themselves the giant of Africa. Giant my foot. So we have to, for those who want Nigeria to actually hit the bottom rock, I believe this candidate, the current administration, will make that happen so quickly, because it is just out there. Whatever it touches, it gets destroyed. Whatever it touches falls down. Whatever it touches collapses. And it is eminent that this contraption will eventually, before the 4 years gets complete, it's looking so clear now, it's becoming so real, we are beginning to feel it, because everybody is now so detached. The separation is now so visible, so eligible. Everybody can see the ethnic differences now, because the high level of bigotry that is in this government, they will make an appointment. 95% of them are from the president's region. They will make appointment, make selection, make nominations into different ministry, departments, and agencies. You'll find out that most of them are from the region of the president. So it is now becoming so evident. Everybody, even the Fulanis, are now crying. Look at just what happened today. The Middle Belt are saying, we will not ever have any business with the North when the Nigerian split project begins. The Middle Belt are on their own, and they are of the Nok culture. They don't have anything to do with Sharia. They don't have anything to do with jihad. They don't have anything to do with the Fulani Caliphate. The agenda, the propaganda, whereby the Northerners will always deceive them with religion. They say they are absolutely different. They don't have anything in common. They do not have. They are even now associating themselves with the Biafrans, some parts of Kogi, some parts of Kogi and Niger, like the Tapas, the TVs, the Nupes, who were part of the Oyo Empire, largely are already now tracing their ancestries back to the Yoruba nation, while the parts of the Benue are already tracing their history back to the, Agwata, or a place in Anambra State. So it is becoming clear, everybody is now getting that high opening experience that we are not in any way related. Forget about this fake contraption that the military, who were most times the Northerners, who were most times outside Fulanis, they just brought people and locked them into a region that was never naturally their own, root. Look at the Plateaus. Just look at the Tarabas. The Tarabas who are neighbors to the Effiks, to the Akwa Ibomites, right? To even the Igbos. They say they are not. How are they not? Go and look at their culture. Go and look at their farming system. Go and look at their cultural framework. So I think those who are seeking that, separation, I think this candidate, this current administration, will ensure it eventually happens sooner than later. Thank you very much.